Great. Welcome to our next session. I'm always looking forward to introducing our next speaker. Him and I have worked together for a number of years, presenting to customers and such. Some people say that if he was a foot taller, he'd actually become a professional basketball player. But that's another story for another day. So I'd really love to introduce Professor Ben Azvine, who leads on our BT's cybersecurity research, and he's going to talk about how that applies to digital transformation. So Ben, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mike. And I also wish if I was 1 foot taller, but unfortunately we are where we are. I'm delighted to be here with you. I spoke at this conference 5 years ago, and it is unbelievable to look at the digital transformation that's happening all around us and see the change, the rapid change that we're going through. So what I want to do is I want to talk about our view of security research and the future of security given the current dynamic threat environment. Now, the threat environment is changing very, very rapidly. We are seeing, in fact, digital transformation on the side of the adversaries, on the side of the bad guys. They are deploying digital technologies very effectively, very, very quickly. And what we have to do is to stay half a step ahead of them. We're seeing new forms of attacks. We're seeing increased number of attacks. We are dealing with 6,500 attacks a day in BT. We remove around 2 million threats from our network every year. And what we are seeing is new tactics around attacking the digital infrastructure around the world. The latest incidents are quite serious. They are of the form of supply chain attacks. And supply chain attacks are cause a lot of damage. They're targeting part of the supply chain that will then impact a very large number of companies. The latest one that we've dealt with is SolarWinds. You can read about that. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that the threat environment is getting a lot more dynamic and a lot more challenging. And this actually creates some opportunities in terms of security. What our customers are saying is that majority of the malicious attacks are being missed by the existing tools. 53% of them, this is based on a survey done by Accenture, 53% of malicious attacks are being missed by existing tools. Now, this is a huge opportunity for us to build better tools based on AI, based on machine learning, to actually reduce the amount of work that we have to do to investigate cyber attacks, help us along the way to be more precise about what is a cyber attack and what is not, and then focus our effort in that. It takes too long to actually respond to cyber attacks. A survey by IBM showed that it's 7 months, the average time taken to identify a breach in 2019. Now, these times are coming down, but they're not coming down fast enough. So the opportunity for us is to respond much more quickly, deploy digital technologies to respond much more quickly to attacks and bring the time down from months to weeks, to days, to seconds, hopefully. That's where we want to go. And of course, this lack of visibility of whether the initiatives that you are deploying are actually working. 53% of enterprise security leaders don't know if their security tools are working. Again, opportunity for us to create that visibility, to create that monitoring capability for understanding when you deploy something, whether it's working or not. There are other opportunities, and other speakers today have spoken about this, so I won't labor on this. Technology creates massive opportunities. Challenges, but also opportunities. Other speakers have talked about post-quantum, the threat of quantum computing to existing encryption, and the opportunity that we have to create quantum-safe networks and systems of the future. IoT, how do you deal with billions of devices communicating on the internet in a trusted and safe way? The metaverse, how do we bring the technologies of AR and VR to help us investigate cyber attacks, to enable sort of natural interaction with data and with systems. And of course, AI, artificial intelligence. This is a transformational technology. Our work focuses a lot on AI and the opportunities that AI offers. Now, with all these technologies, deep understanding of the technology is fundamental to identifying where to deploy them, where not to deploy them, and what's needed to do to actually make them better in terms of our security. So our research is looking at things like how AI is being weaponized by the bad guys to create false identities, deep fakes, and the opportunity there is how do you actually help our customers tell the difference between what's real and what's fake. AI technologies, machine learning technologies are susceptible to certain type of attacks, adversarial attacks and poisoning attacks and so on. So there is an opportunity there for us to have technologies to test AI systems, to see what kind of vulnerabilities they have, and then remedy those vulnerabilities before they are actually deployed in our system. And of course, the whole area of cognitive cyber defense, which is how can we deploy machine learning and AI to actually help us in the journey to detect and respond to attacks much more quickly, is a big focus for us. We are on a journey in BT. We've just launched a platform called EagleEye. EagleEye is a fundamentally different way of observing what's going on. We call it the ringside view of the internet. We have a ringside view of what is going on in the world in terms of network data that we have. We want to bring that data all into one place and be able to analyze it, understand, and predict cyber attacks before they happen. So this is a journey that we've started. We launched this last year, just at the end of last year. And a lot of the technologies that my team are working on are going to be enhancing this platform to make it a state-of-the-art detection and response capability available to us and our customers. And some of the capabilities that we see here are snapshots of the technology that we're deploying in EagleEye. So on the top left, we're deploying AI-based detection technologies that would highlight the vulnerabilities of network elements in real time to our analysts so that they can actually investigate and do something about it. We have at the bottom left, we're generating virtual environments in which we could create a virtual security operations center or a virtual network operations center to bring experts from across the world, where we have 16 security operations spread all around the world, to investigate and determine what we need to do in a particular incident, and then determine what the best response is. Now, what is the best response is itself an opportunity for deploying some AI and machine learning technology. On the top right, you'll see a particular system that we're developing, which uses a epidemiological modeling to build a model of our network and use that model to simulate tens of thousands of different responses to a particular incident that we're dealing with, and determine what the best action is in that scenario in order for us to enact that in our network. And that is quite a sophisticated technology. It's going to be deployed in some of our operation centers this year. And at the bottom right, the type of security controls that we have today are limited. We can, today change the firewall, do some segmentation of the network, change our malware detection technology. We want to do a lot more than that. So we're building technologies, for example, to continuously authenticate people and devices, to reduce the risk of imposters or attackers to get easy access to our systems. And this technology uses all forms of existing authentication, biometrics, behavioral, and so on, and it completely removes the need for low-level authentication systems like password-based authentication or two-factor authentication. So just to sum up, the digital transformation offers a tremendous opportunity for security to innovate. And when we look at the pace of change of digital transformation in security, I think innovation is a must, not a choice. Thank you very much for your attention.
Great. Ben, thank you very much. As always, I always get more insights about the whole cybersecurity space and the impact that has on industry and companies whenever I listen to Ben. So thank you very much for that. So I'm going to bring this session to a close. We're going to have a brief, a few minutes to kind of reset, and then we'll get into our panel discussion here, which for me is where we can start to bring all of the discussions we've seen and heard today together. So I'll see you in a few minutes, and thank you very much.